somewhere. It doesn't matter, because we're talking about one's inner correction of the soul. One will not advance in spirituality if he's not giving his tenth. This is something that exists from the first day of the wisdom of Kabbalah. It exists corresponding to the 10th part, Malchut, that cannot correct itself. It should be clear to everyone. I accept 90% from what I earn. That's it. This is how it is. No more and no less. You know how it was in times when people lived according to the rules of Kabbalah. A person used to take his cattle and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 10. That's it. And he puts the 10th aside. So that might be a cow, or in another case, bags of flour, or anything that was something that one earned. Simply taking a 10th of it and putting in his warehouse and later giving it to the people. And that doesn't belong to taxes or anything like that. We study about these things, what's called the part of 1 of 100 or 10%. These are parts that correspond, it's a replica in our world, corresponding to the parts of the desires that we cannot correct. No one should look at the other. The fact that one earns millions and the other barely exists, the poorest guy who lives in the corner of a street and takes charities, he has to give 10th as well. This is what's written. The richest guy has to, in the same precision, give his 10th. Otherwise, it's a waste of the effort. A person who doesn't do it, it's a shame for him to be with us, because it won't help him. It won't help him. When I started studying with Rabash, a month after that, a person who was collecting the 10th came to me and said, it is accustomed here to give 10% towards the Rav, the Rabash. I started thinking, 10% of what I get? That was a lot of money. Really. I don't want to say that, so, the government won't come up to me. But it was 30 years ago. It was a lot of money. I had a big business and I was well established. And this was as simple as that. You gotta give this. And it was hard for me to get used to it. When I brought young students to him, secular people, young people, he told me all of them must get married and they must pay 10th. I just brought them. They're barely here, They just started studying. You're telling me to tell them such a thing? These guys don't want to get married. What are you talking about? Getting married now? They're young fellows. I don't accept them. And he literally died for students. He yearned for students. It is a man who always yearned for people to hear what he has to say. And he said, I can't accept them. But I told them, wait a minute, the 10th? He said, I don't want to hear anything. One who is not married and doesn't pay 10th doesn't enter my classroom. And they didn't enter. It was so hard for me. I wanted to pay for them. But it's impossible. A lie won't work here. I was willing to do that, really. You understand that I brought them so with such an effort. I just wanted them to start studying. I was willing to give everything. It became something that is precious to me. And all of a sudden he gave me such conditions to tell them that I didn't know how I managed to explain, but they accepted it.